My name is Monica Weiss, and I've been teaching classes here at the Norfolk Senior Center. The first class that we did was to add or embellish a plain sweatshirt by crocheting a new yoke for it. And we also, there was a choice as to whether you wanted to either knit or crochet, and this one happens to be crocheted. This was a new project here at the center, and it was actually the first time I've done one of these as well. But a friend had given me the pattern many years ago, and we had seen samples that one of the members here was wearing. And people were curious and suggested that since I have a home economics degree that I would teach a class, so that's how we evolved. I'm also a member of the Knitwits, where we do the knitting for chemo caps and baby blankets and baby buntings. So that's when the discussion started. Along with that, another project that I've been teaching is to make a jacket from, again, a plain sweatshirt. And basically, you take cotton patches and cut them in various sizes and then place them artistically and then just sew in any direction. And the finishing touches are the binding and the zipper. And this project originated with my sister. She had made a jacket like this and passed the pattern on to me. And again, people were interested in doing one for themselves, so that was the other thing that we did. And we're still doing the project because we have so much fun, we don't want to finish. And most of the time we do the placement, and I've been using glue to hold my patches in places. Some of the other girls have been basting theirs in place, or you can just pin them. But the time at the sewing machine has been at home, but we do have machines here if anyone wants to join us. So. And like I said, we have a great time.
I'm Beverly Ross, and I've been coming to the Senior Center about a year and a half, joined the Knitwits, and we do a lot of lovely charity knitting for chemo hats and baby blankets. We have neonatal blankets that we make for the little preemies, and baby blankets for the bigger babies. We do squares for the Pine Street Inn, which I don't have any of here. And then I also joined the craft group, which Monica Weiss has been kind enough to help us with, and we've done some quilted sweatshirts. This is going to be a jacket when it's finished, and she has also gotten us into these knitted sweatshirts that you knit the yokes into the sweatshirt, and we've done matching sleeves, and she's a very patient, wonderful teacher. And this is another sweatshirt that I've done with her. So we stay very busy. We have a wonderful time. Diane Boucher, I think is her name, is our group leader for the Knitwits, and she's wonderful. And we do a lot of laughing and have a great time, and accomplish something that's useful for people who need things, so it is nice. And then on my own, just because it's art night, I started doing some Zentangle about 6 months ago, and this was my first project, which spells joy, because that's what is special to me, is joy. And this is a lot of fun, and I kind of would like to see if anyone at the Senior Center would be interested in possibly doing some of this, because it's a lot of fun, and you sort of zone out and go away and relax when you're doing it. This is done, it's basically pen and ink, and you buy these micro pens. There's different sizes for different thicknesses, and an area this doesn't show it too much, but I have some pieces that there's a lot of filled in area, and so you'd use a thicker pen for that. And it can be as fine and as detailed as you want it to be, or very little detail. Or what I love about it is that it's very free, and it's not like doing art where you have to set up a still life and make it look like that still life. It just goes wherever it grows to. So it's really a lot of fun. You don't need to compare it to anything or make it look like anything special. So it's good.
Hello, my name is June Reinhardt, and I'm here to talk about my quilt. I made this quilt about 13 years ago, just before my daughter and her husband were married, and I will read to you what I put on the label. Dave and Scylla's Trip Around the World. Trip Around the World is the name of this particular pattern. Made with love and in celebration of the marriage of my daughter Priscilla Ann Reinhardt and David Raphael Remus, June 27th, 1999. My name, June Hadfield Reinhardt, Norfolk, Massachusetts. It was a real pleasure to make this quilt. It's all done by machine. None of it is done by hand. I figure God made sewing machines. That's what I would use. The colors were difficult for me to choose. That's not easy. But I had a very dear friend, Kathy DeChellis from Walpole at that time, who helped me choose the colors. And I think it came out very well. I'm very pleased with it. It's a queen size. I've made 2 other quilts since then, but this is my favorite, really. I hope you enjoy looking at it.
Hi, I'm Kathy Opach. I made the bookshelf quilt that we have displayed on the bookshelf. And it's 4 generations. I started it in 1999. I should be looking at the camera. 1999 in a class. And it took until 2009 to finish. But it has my parents, my husband's parents, my 3 daughters, my 6 grandsons, and I think my sisters are on there also. But it took a long time to make this bookshelf quilt. It was something easy enough to do. If there was a picture, I would sew around it. I like the hand quilting more than the machine quilting, because the machine quilting is noisy. And it goes too fast. If you're hand quilting, you sit down in front of the television set, put it on your lap on top of a frame, and just take your time and do stitch by stitch. So it took a long time.
I would love to introduce Dottie Chaffee, who is a long-time Norfolk resident and a long-time artist, a very accomplished oil artist, and now has become one of my watercolor students. Certainly I have learned a lot from Dottie, and she's learned a lot from me, or so she tells me. So Dottie, take it away and tell us some of your paintings and what is so meaningful about them. I'll get it.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay, Gina. I try to feature some things from Norfolk, some painting scenes. And this one is North Street, Norfolk. And this is Sweetsville. And this is Paul and Jane, which I sketched there and painted it.
Dottie, did you do that at Jane's farm, or you sketched it?
Preliminary sketches.
Okay.
And that's all from the rest are from mostly from Monica when I grew up with my daughter. And some of them are just photos. And I want to tell you that we have got a remarkable lady here in this girl. She's done a wonderful job promoting us, and everybody has shown such wonderful progress. And I think it's wonderful.
It's been a great experience being here at the Senior Center.
My name is Janice Axberg, and I'm from Norfolk. And I do love the Senior Center here in Norfolk. It is so good, and it's not just for seniors. I am a senior, of course, you can tell by looking, but you'll also notice that we are opening it up and hoping that many people in the town will start using this building and its facilities because it's lovely. I started the watercolor paintings in the spring, early spring, late winter, and then I wasn't at very many classes when we decided to go to Florida. And when we went to Florida, Tina Addison gave me homework to do while I was there. And she told me I had to do a palm tree. Well, I thought that was going to be really easy, so I took a picture of it, but I laid under it and painted up into it. And you'll see a picture of that, and which is really a lot of fun to paint. And there were a lot more colors in it than I originally thought I would be using. And then at the end of the pool where we were at my friend's house, she had a whole bouquet, not a bouquet, but a plant of geraniums. Well, I'd never painted geraniums, so I decided I would try it. And also we were on Daytona Beach, and there was a girl dancing. Should I go like this? She was dancing, and she was really acting beautifully to a sunset. I don't mean a sunset. I got that wrong. It was a sunrise. And I was behind her, and as she was dancing, I took her picture. But what happened was, she was tall and slender and graceful and beautiful. But when I took her picture and I tried to paint her, I decided I did better on water than I did on people. So when I brought it back to show Tina, Tina said it's all in how you frame it. And so she framed it with just her head looking at the ocean, and it turned out to be a lot better than her dumpy fat body, which she really didn't have. And then I also have another picture of a sunrise. Tina really does emphasize sky and shows how to blend colors to make skies look so beautiful. And every time you see a sunset or a sunrise, you'll notice that they're always different. So it doesn't matter how they come out. It's your interpretation at the time. We don't say this is right or this is wrong. It's anything that you do is the way you like it. That is what's right. And I also did a bird, and I also did the Norfolk flower. I don't know what they call themselves. It's terrible. But the flower
Garden Club?
Garden Club, yes, there you go, I had some help. The Garden Club gave a bouquet to Wendy who comes to the class also. She brought it in, and so I do have the Garden Club arrangement, and I enjoy doing that. So we have a lot of fun, and I would really encourage anyone at any age, if you've got time during the day, in the mornings, please come because you will be very welcomed, and we enjoy. And we do have Picasso who comes to our classes too. So you're interesting to see him. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Peggy Rabendro, and I have some wood carvings that I have exhibited today. This is a wood carving of an Indian on a horse that was done by my instructor, Basil LeBlanc from Franklin, who this is an award-winning piece. He has done a copy of Michelangelo's Pieta, and that is absolutely fabulous, exquisite. The detail of fingers, etc. It's all total wood carving from top to bottom. I've been in this class for about 2.5 years, and he is just a wonderful instructor. This is my latest piece, which is Dolphins Swimming, which is a copy from someone who won an award from creating this. And this is called, this is basically whittling, where you carve out something. This is, well, it's whittling and bas relief. I really didn't bring a sample of bas relief. This is whittling, where you use a knife and you just carve a figure, which is basically what was done here. There is another example, and I didn't bring it, where you do bas relief, and what you're doing is taking away the wood from a picture at different levels, and that's called bas relief. I've been doing it 2.5 years, and I absolutely love it. And Basil is just an excellent instructor, and I thoroughly enjoy his class, and so does everybody else. And we take the classes at the Franklin Senior Center. And in this one, I used a knife like whittling to round out the dolphins, but the initial wood is taken out by a saw of some sort. Somebody else did that for me, because if you were to try to carve it all out by yourself, it would take forever. So you use some kind of a jigsaw or whatever kind of saw, and you take that wood out, and then you work from there, and you round it out, etc. And I do that with a small knife. And with the bas relief, you use gouges that they're maybe this big with a handle, and that's what you use on bas relief. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it.
Now that I have 9 students, I have 9 other friends. And so we share not only our art, but our heart with one another. And I hope that you have enjoyed being here and being able to be a part of this. I do want to make sure everybody buys some type of piece of art on this table, especially, because all of the profits will be going to our local food pantry. In fact, the cost of the class that I do is that everybody brings in some healthy, good food for the food pantry. So again, thank you so much. I'm not telling you to leave yet unless it's 8:30. Nope, okay, we still have time. And please enjoy the evening. And thank you all for being here and being with us.
I personally feel as though I need to say something. It's nothing to do with you, Tina. Nothing. This would not be without Tina. She's a wonderful teacher. She has encouraged us and told us things were wonderful when they really weren't. And she insisted they were wonderful. And so after, if you say that long enough, you kind of believe that, gee, it must be really great. So this is what's happened for me at least. And I'm just thrilled to be here and be able to do this in this place here in Norfolk.
Yes, Ruth. Our newest member, Ruth.
I'm the newest member. I've had 2 lessons with Tina and met most of the group, and I'm thrilled. I'm really interested, and she took me shopping to AC Moore and showed me the different types of articles that you can use in class. As a beginner, I already had some of this stuff from about 10 years ago, which has just been camped in a fishing bag, and then so she showed me what basically the differences were in the papers, the quality of the art material, the colors themselves, and the manufacturers. She's an exceptionally
Good shopper.
She had her little notebook with her, and we had 40% off of this. We switched it back, and we got 40%. She got 40% off. So she's a great shopper.
She's a good teacher.